It's backwards, isn't it? 01.
Yeah, it is.
No,
Welcome.
now it's 10.
Yeah, now it's 10.
Noah, you get a 10.
All right, cool.
Welcome. We're live and we're back from our last hiatus of however long it was.
I think it was just a week.
Just a week? All right. Noah, Todd, CJ, all here for your enjoyment. Today
Who's
is
Evertone?
Saturday,
Who's Evertone?
February. Who's what?
Evertone. Look, the comment on the screen. Hi, Evertone.
Hi, Evertone.
He's our
It's
new
your
member.
new nickname.
Oh, my new name. She corrected it.
What's this I put on here?
Oh.
Diesel rosin. 1 gram of that is like 500.
I just had to. I'm sorry. But anyway,
How much cannabis do you consume when you're consuming?
Today is February 11th, 2023.
Crazy.
day before the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl Eve day.
Yeah.
You know,
They had a countdown thing. I know we'll get into this later, but I wanted to because it blew my mind.
blow our minds.
Against 2 deep safeties,
One time, so
Jalen Hurts has yet to throw an interception against 2 deep safety coverage. He has 8 touchdowns. That's just in the playoffs.
Steve Spagnuolo. Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's not clutch, though. Oh, I said our special guest is Iggy Pop. There he is.
Nice.
He's here, mateys.
All right.
I'm sorry to do this to you, but like, is Iggy Pop part of a bigger group, or is he just a person in and of himself?
He's in and of himself.
Okay, so that's his name. That's his. It's just Iggy Pop, and what songs does he make?
He's like punk, right?
Okay, but like 80s, 90s.
70s.
Oh wow,
He's 75 years old, so
all right. Good to know.
Godfather of punk.
Godfather of punk.
Oh, all right, cool, got it. Now
Yeah.
I know.
So he's like
Yeah,
James
70s.
Brown. Oh, he was part of the Stooges. Okay.
Okay, I thought so. I was gonna say because I thought he was part of another group, but I couldn't remember what that name was.
They formed in 1967.
And that was one of the first. That was one of the first punk bands, I think.
Yes.
Every
Yeah.
loser by him is out now, just in case we were wondering.
Oh, he released a new album?
I don't know if it's an album or a song. I didn't click on it, but
Oh.
it's called Every Loser. So
Every loser. Well, thanks for coming on, Iggy. Every loser. Good luck with that.
yeah.
All right, mates. Even though he's American. So yeah, he's like the James Brown of punk.
Yeah.
Because he's the godfather of punk. You kind of look like Jonah Hill today.
All right, I'll take that.
You just need to get some
Blonde.
some blonde highlights.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that though.
You'd be good. Did you see the new movie on Netflix?
No.
His new movie?
No.
It's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
It's worth a watch with Eddie Murphy and him and
Yeah.
some other people are in it.
I saw some people were critical of the movie and didn't say it was actually that good, but
No,
I'm
we
still
enjoyed
gonna
it.
Watch it.
Yeah, don't listen to critics, you know.
They don't trust experts.
Don't trust experts.
No.
Well, not when it comes to like movies and stuff, you know. You can trust experts on like COVID.
Health. Yeah.
You know, but like when it comes to movies,
But can you though? But can you trust them?
You know what Sarah Sanders Huckabee said?
Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Huckabee Sanders.
Yeah, she doesn't deserve to have her name spelled right. It's fine. Anyway.
Sarah Sanders Huckabee. That's what we're going with.
Yeah, that's fine.
She married or no. So she said The dividing line in America is no longer between right or left. It's between normal or crazy.
That's true.
Is it?
Well, she means in terms of
Republican.
She still means in terms of the left and right because that's just how
she's talking MAGA versus
right, which is left and right,
which is crazy.
Wait, well, she's talking about Antifa versus MAGA. You know, all those Antifa people.
Well, that would be crazy versus crazy.
Do you know that it came out yesterday, or I don't know? I just found this out yesterday, but there was the FBI sent people into the BLM riots to spark like burning stuff down and that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
Like there was an FBI agent who just got indicted because he was trying to spark the protests.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So
did you know that the FBI killed JFK?
Yeah. And Martin Luther King.
And Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
And RFK.
Yeah.
Well, not really RFK.
They were just happy. They were just happy.
It look like they made it look like it was Sirhan.
Yeah.
Did he get out on?
I think so.
Oh no, it was John Lennon's killer who got out.
And Ronald Reagan's.
Maybe that's what. But Ronald Reagan didn't have a killer.
Well, the guy
except
who
for
shot
death.
him. Well, the guy who he killed the Secret Service agent, but
right.
But yeah, the guy who shot at Ronald Reagan just got out. But he has like a YouTube channel now and sings songs, I guess, and is like.
No, that would be John Lennon's. I think.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
Either they're both out, but
anyone who wants to chip in here and give us a shout out onto which murderers are alive.
But going back to what she was saying, she's still talking about Democrat or Republican. I mean, her whole speech was still framed in that left or right. I mean, that's what it's always. That's what it always
pre-recorded. How can you have a response?
Isn't it always
to the State of the Union when it's pre-recorded?
Is it not always?
No.
Oh, I just always thought it was because I'm like, no one ever cares. So even when it's the Democrats, like nobody ever puts it on TV or anything. So I just assumed it was always.
They always put it on TV.
The response?
Yeah.
Like the whole thing afterwards?
The whole thing.
Oh.
It's not that long. It's only like 10 minutes or something. It's like, hello, people. The dividing line in America is no longer between right or left. It's between crazy and normal.
The thing that I don't like though is like, yeah, he had a good speech, but like, why are we?
He did have a good.
It was a good speech, but why? I don't know why we're like going. Oh my God, he responded to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh my God, look at him go! Look at this old man go! Like. All of the
if
coverage,
it would have been Obama, they would have said the same thing.
Out. Oh, I'm sure.
I mean,
no president has ever responded to somebody that's heckled them.
It sounded like British Parliament more than it did, like at least in that part, more than it did like Congress. You know, like which was kind of cool, but kind of stemming towards kind of terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, like if they go down, I mean, hey, I don't know if things actually get done. But they're not going to, so it doesn't matter.
But we're not already losing Social Security and media care. Jeez.
Except there's
media play. What
Rick
is it?
Scott's proposal on the budget or proposal on the table that takes them completely out of the budget.
Medicare. So, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, Medicare and Social Security. But the abortion issue already got pushed back. Like Democrats are saving that for when Biden runs. They're saving this for when Biden runs.
This is going to be a soundbite. Like,
no, I'm saying like all this stuff that should like get done. They're pushing it now.
So the Republicans can't.
Well, so nothing. So they can run on it.
So it gets in the news cycle closer to
right, and then they can run the president
because they don't even know who they're facing against. I mean,
yes, we do.
Who?
It's going to be DeSantis.
It's going to be DeSantis?
I think it's going to. Who else is there? Who else is there that's real? Like that the Republican...
That's real?
Yeah, that the RNC would feel comfortable putting up.
I hear a lot of people still say Trump and want him. You know what I mean? Like, I hear a lot of people say that.
People want it.
Maybe not his party, but...
Yeah. I just don't see him...
Getting the documents.
I don't see...
I mean, like, he's boring now. I mean, like he was applauding Biden and was like, "Oh, that was such a good speech. He didn't look that old. Good for him." And like, yeah, it's a backhanded compliment, but like you're still complimenting people on Truth Social, which is literally like your
and
bubble.
And if you're saying that, people are going to actually think it.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like he didn't. Oh, you're right. He didn't look that old.
Right.
Like they're not going to take it as like sarcasm.
No,
because they never have with Trump.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, good point, master.
Right. Let me lick your boot some more, please.
Yeah. So like what did you think of the news we got about Kim Pegula? We finally got news.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense why they wanted to wait. This sounds a little, I mean, obviously Hamlin's was serious, but this sounds like there was a lot more work.
It still is.
And still is, yeah. With like doctors and that kind of stuff that went into this.
Yeah. She's never going to run in either team again.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like, I mean, besides her struggling to put like sentences together or like takes her like a long time to respond.
She has aphasia.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, like you can't. Yeah, I mean, what it sounds like is she just put too much on herself and she just cracked. Like that's what it sounds like. Like she was running everything,
right,
with Terry, but she was doing most of the work,
right.
And like, so she was running like every single thing,
as well
as trying to raise those two kids. One of which is a tennis superstar. Oh, 3. Well, yeah, but still.
Jesse Kelly and the boy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, crazy.
The other one.
It's nice. It's nice though to hear.
To finally know what happened. Cardiac arrest. And then Kelly saved her life by knowing CPR.
Yeah. Yeah, did CPR until the paramedics arrived.
Yeah.
Saved her life, yeah. Yeah, crazy. I mean, it's just like I said, it makes a lot of sense why we didn't hear anything for a long time, because it sounded like there was probably a lot of unknowns for a while. So, right. I mean, like, there's really no point in saying anything. And they're private people to begin with.
Well, they said in the article, like, Terry wanted to keep it, like, nothing. Nobody knows anything.
Yeah,
like,
which makes sense, because, I mean, it's his wife.
Right.
You know, so. And you're also owners. Right. I feel like if you're trying, I feel like that would kind of detract from what you're trying to do, especially like when it happened, like right at the beginning of football season. It sounded like.
No, it happened over the summer, I thought.
Oh. Well, still.
Though, like July, I think. So that's kind of, if it was end of July, that's pretty close to football season. But I couldn't believe how many committees she was on. She was on like 8 or 9 committees between the NFL and the NHL. You know, like that's a lot.
Yeah.
For anyone to handle.
Yeah. I just think it's what it's. I mean,
and then to run the Bills and run the Sabres.
Yeah, I mean, even based off the article.
And bake cookies for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, based off the article, I mean, even in the article, Jesse made it sound like she overworked herself, like she was just stressed out beyond belief.
Yeah. No, the cookies thing I wasn't joking about though.
Yeah, I know.
You know, she did make cookies for people and throughout the organizations and stuff. I mean, imagine how much work that takes. People said they were good. Maybe she should open a cookie shop. That's probably not as stressful.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I'm sure it's less stressful than running the Bills and the Sabres.
Well, yeah.
Being on 9 NFL and NHL committees. And raising a tennis star.
Yeah, I just hope
Jesse was second in the world when that happened.
Yeah, I just hope, with her probably never being able to do anything again, I just hope this doesn't take away from the progress that she did make. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, like,
well,
all of those committees were important. Like a lot of the NHL ones were basically like all diversity ones, and the NFL ones were like all women in power ones, basically, and some diversity ones. So
right, and they let her lead because she was a woman,
right?
And they were like, "Hey, you want to make us look good?"
What I mean in terms of that, I just hope that like we don't. I mean, obviously there's been a step taken back, but I just hope now, as things seem to be more normal, Terry doesn't take us out of all that stuff. Yeah,
one can hope.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, I mean, it always seemed like she was the brains.
Yeah,
he was the fan. She was the.
Well,
brains.
That's why they hired the guy to be the COO or CFO.
Actually, I read that they hired him. Oh, on the hockey side,
yeah,
because they are. Oh no, they hired him to work the arena deal.
Oh,
an arena deal. I read.
Put it closer to the water, more connected to Harbor Center.
Well, you still want to be able to walk to it from the hotel.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're going to do that. You could put it where the apartments are.
Yeah.
That they're tearing down. The Marine Drive apartments. Did you see they're tearing those down?
Yeah, or you could like switch parking lots around and stuff too. There's a lot you could do. Or they could just keep it in the same spot.
Yeah, switching parking lot. I mean, that's what they did with the Odd, right? They put it in a parking lot.
Yeah. They put it in,
and then
they put it in that was the Odd parking lot, I thought. Or like
it was one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can't flip it now because now that's where the ice rink is and stuff.
Oh, I meant like the other way. I mean, you could just make the thing longer.
The walkway
or whatever. Like have it be like arced and go over. Yeah.
Turn it into something like architectural.
Yeah. That'd be cool. But it would be, I mean, I don't know if that means we're going to get a new arena or not. I mean, like.
No, they're working on it. That's
like a brand new one?
Yeah. They know that they need a new one. They know that this one.
Well, isn't this one only like
27?
Yeah, I was going to say 26.
It's aged. It's incredibly aged.
I know it's aged, but I think the problem with it being aged was that for the longest, I mean, before Terry came along, I don't remember the other owners really putting in a lot of money to renovate it just to keep it going, kind of thing, you know?
Golisano was like known for not really doing much.
Right.
Back then.
And like Terry came along
but
and
he
redid the club and
True.
And I remember like he did do some stuff, but I don't know. I think a new arena will be cool because you can get a sports book in there like they're gonna do with the football stadium.
Right. And I think that's why they want to buy a new one because they want to enhance or not enhance, but they want to feature the sports book side.
Yeah.
And I think they know that they're going to get good, right? And if they get good and can stay consistently good from there, you're going to attract more adults to your games. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the other thing with that is like hockey isn't as fickle as football. Like you can have like a team that at least makes the playoff for like 15 years.
Right. And if they do like the NBA is going to do, or like the NBA is doing where they have the play-in games.
Yeah. Even more.
Because they're talking about it. So more than half the league makes the playoffs in the NBA. So
I want some playing games in the NHL.
I wouldn't either.
And maybe like you kind of reduce like those first series or something. I mean,
no, they didn't reduce them in the NBA, did they?
I thought they did.
Maybe they did.
That first series was like best of 5 or something.
Best of 5. That would take away from the Stanley Cup run and it being the hardest championship to win in sports, though. You would have to keep it at 7. I would rather they reduce the amount of in-season games.
Yeah. It would just make
just cut it from 82 to 80.
Right, and then that way you can have the play-in games.
Right.
And yeah, they would make those even more important.
Right.
But yeah, I think play-in games would be a good idea for the NHL.
Thoughts, CJ?
I don't mind. I obviously would love it to be expanded, you know. I guess on the bubble is when you sit there and you're like, okay, cool. Like I would love for my team to be in there, but if we were one of the top 2, you know, or like top 3, whatever teams in the conference, I think that they probably feel a little bit different than we would do right now. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that if you're good and your team's really good and you're not on that bubble of the, then you're just like, oh, keep it how it is, but in our position, yeah, I mean, obviously that'd be amazing, but I just think also I just think the NHL needs to figure out a way to make it more interesting. And I think that's a good way to do it, to be honest.
I agree with
you
that.
got to get people to want to watch, you know what I mean? And
they need to, at least, if they don't do playing games, they need to change the structure of how teams get in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You can't just have your top two.
Right. And just run through everybody. And then that's your Stanley Cup matchup.
Right.
I mean, also, though, not every single playoff game gets huge numbers. And like, I get it. Yeah, it's the hardest cup run. And that's kind of where I was kind of going, where CJ was going with the reducing. Like, if you have the playing games, you can kind of like add around, reduce things, and kind of like, I think that's the way you kind of make things exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the more teams in it, the more, obviously, like the more draw you're going to have from everywhere,
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. Because even if your team loses, you have a team to root against.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and at least you're watching that first week, which, you watch that first week. And like you said, whether you're going to root against the team that beat you, or you're just going to be like, hey, I liked watching playoff hockey after what, you know what I mean? Which I could see a lot of people doing.
Right. I like the playoff games in the NBA. I mean, I think that they were smart, and I didn't think I would like it, but
it's because it's just one game.
Right.
Like, it's just win or go home. Like, it's just, that's exactly the way I think it should be in the NHL too. Is like, it should just be one game.
One game.
And to just decide it.
Mm-hmm.
No shootout.
Yeah, no shootout. Like, yeah. Continuous overtime, which is the same thing.
Call.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, I mean, that would be the way to do it.
Yep. Speaking of the Sabres, back from the break today.
At least Tage scored.
They
didn't look the best.
They didn't look the best. UPL looked like he had smoked something.
Yeah, he had a little rust on him. But also, like, they all looked like they were a little
step behind.
Yeah. Like,
but it's Calgary, man.
They left them out to dry, though. A couple of times.
No. This was a bad game for UPL. Flat out.
Yeah.
And
I mean, when you let in 7 goals.
So yeah.
I think
7-2
we'll agree.
Tage scored, which was a beautiful slap shot.
Casey also was the
Middlestat, your other scorer.
Continuing.
Your third line confusion.
Yeah. Well, he was also hot going into the break too.
He was.
So good for him. Yep, up your trade value.
Definitely. Yeah. Would you do anything this year?
Trade wise?
Yeah.
I mean, I would, but they're not going to, based off what Adams said. I mean, Adams was like, we have a process. We're going to stick to it. We're not going to speed it up. We're not going to, swing for the fences. And they basically said all they're looking for is defensive depth at the deadline, which is kind of lame. Because they're like, we like Clegg, but like behind him, there's no one else, especially after they lost Fitzgerald.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate that idea, though.
No, it's true.
Like, I would hate for them to go for somebody and, like, say it gets us just like 1 point away from the playoffs, and then, and then we just kind of not mortgage the future, but at the same time, you're going to lose out because of it.
Yeah. I don't know who's like out there that makes sense either. I mean, people talk Patrick Kane because he's from Buffalo, but he hasn't lived in Buffalo since he was 14.
They also want like
a ton for him.
Yeah. So
I mean, if it were me, I'd rather trade for Tace, and Kane's a free agent at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So you're not going to trade for Kane, who has a hip problem and has 9 goals on the season. I mean, he's an assist machine, sure, but how many of those guys do
if you're if he's gonna swing for the fences, in my opinion, he would go defense or he would go goalie, but I don't think he's gonna touch goalies right now.
No, they're not gonna touch goalies. I think they're gonna go next year with UPL and Comrie.
I have that feeling as well.
which makes my heart hurt.
Unless Devin Levi is
Levi's not ready.
A god.
He's not ready. They're not going to do that to him. They're not going to say, welcome out of college. Here you go. Play for the Sabres.
Okay, but if you think about what happened with Carter Hart, he started in the AHL.
He did.
And then all of a sudden he had to get called up. And
okay, that's different.
Yeah, I know. I know it's different.
I mean, Levi's going to start in Rochester, definitely.
Yeah. I'm just saying if they're going in with Comrie and UPL, they could have this idea that Levi could follow the same track. Carter Hart.
Yeah. Maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know either. I mean, it kind of discouraged me listening to Adams a little bit. Because I'm like, I don't know what that means. I mean, I know it could mean trade, but him saying I'm not going to swing for the fences in free agency, I'm not going to, speed up the process at the trade deadline makes me think like they're not going to really, like they're not going to go out and sign Pasternak, in the offseason.
Of course not. He's going to stay with Boston. I mean, it's the same conversation we had with Bergeron.
It was a pipe dream.
It is a pipe dream, but it's a nice pipe dream.
It is a very nice pipe dream. Pasta on one side and Tage in the middle. Yes, please. Just Skinner on the other side.
So you're knocking what's his face down the line?
Yeah. Tuck. Yeah.
Well, the Sabres' big problem is depth in the bottom six.
Yeah.
I mean, good depth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have it. I don't want to say they have their top six. But they
kind of do. I mean,
I know, but I hate that. I hate that conversation because you still don't know how Quinn and Pasternak, how Quinn and
Peterka
are gonna turn out.
Yeah.
You still don't. You hope, right?
Right. They continue and keep going.
You hope Quinn and Peterka keep rising at the same level as Cousins and Thompson does, but how many times are you going to strike lightning in a bottle? I don't know. You've already struck it twice, and if you want to talk about Dahlin, you struck it again. If you want to talk about with power, it looks like you struck it again.
You struck it with Tage.
Yeah, that's what I said with Thompson and Cousins. That's where I started. How many times are you going to do it? How many times are you going to get that lucky?
I don't know, but I don't mind finding out.
And they have what's his face playing in Rochester.
The Kulik, and they also have another guy down there too.
Rosek,
yeah.
And I mean they're so deep on the forward depth within the organization. Defensive depth, different conversation.
Yeah,
but forward depth. But if Eric Johnson signs, your defensive depth. I said the wrong guy. If Ryan Johnson signs, Ryan Johnson signs, your defensive depth at least stays the same or rises. I mean, Johnson isn't expected to be.
He's not expected. He's gonna try.
No. This is turned. This is pivoted. He has actually talked about signing with the Sabres and doing it and wanting to be with the team. And they said he's increased his interest in the Sabres over the past year and that he's actually interested in giving them a chance.
I mean, I don't know if you're Ryan Johnson and you look around the league.
Where are you going to have a better chance?
Yeah.
Right. He's being projected now, as like a fourth or fifth defenseman,
which is fine.
Right. I mean, he was drafted in the first round, but if he ends up a fourth or fifth defenseman,
you at least have
solidly in your lineup.
You at least have your lefts because he's left, right?
He's a lefty,
right? So you at least have Dallin, Power, Johnson.
Samuelson's a lefty.
Yeah, well, Samuelson, I think they'll just keep Samuelson with Dallin until it just doesn't work anymore.
Which will be never.
Yeah. So, and there's no
Samuelson's
way.
another one.
There's no way
Samuelson's another one they struck lightning in a bottle with. Yeah. We'll get him talking soon.
But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think they're just gonna try to ride it out with this core. I don't think they're gonna really try to swing for the fences. I don't know. I see them kind of staying pat with everybody. Maybe they sign a goalie in the offseason.
Maybe Samsonov.
Yeah, like we were talking about, like one of those mid goalies.
I mean, Samsonov's playing for Toronto right now because Matt Murray's down.
Yeah.
Right. So this is his chance to show what he's made of behind a pretty good team.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they can. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I think when you see to re-sign guys, when they start re-signing guys, like obviously I'm going to take the Tage contract, the Cousins like re-signing those guys
were amazing contracts.
Well, yes, but I'm saying like when they start to re-sign like the lower level guys, like if they kind of start bringing everybody back, then I think like they're not going to really try. But if like, because there are a lot of guys who are up for contract that are like depth guys. Like Asplund, I think, is up for a contract. I think Clegg's up for a contract. Like I think Gergensons might also be up for a contract too. So I mean, like if they re-sign those guys, I think they'll re-sign Okposo to get him the sword or whatever for 1,000 games. But
I think they'll bring Gergensons back.
I think they'll bring him. But I'm saying like if they also re-sign like Gergensons and Asplund and I think Krebs also needs a new contract and like all these guys, if they bring these guys back, then I think that's them signaling we trust this group. We know what we got, and maybe they sign a goalie unless maybe Anderson wants to come back and can still play out of his mind. But
he's not coming back. They're not bringing it. I mean, even if you want, I can't see him coming back.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like they should.
And the more I read now, the more people are talking about like. We know. So the more I read now, the more I keep reading that Anderson's going to retire.
Oh, okay.
So
I think you just need to sign a goalie no matter what. I mean, I don't know how you can trust the tandem, but it'll be interesting. I don't know.
I guess the question is trading UPL.
And I don't know.
You're not trading him? He's too good?
I think he's too valuable to your organization right now. If you had like some goalie up and coming that wasn't Levi, if you had some goalie,
if they signed Portillo,
you had a goalie in Rochester.
So if somehow they ended up getting lucky enough to sign Portillo.
Yeah.
And had Portillo and Levi within the organization.
Yeah, then you can think about it. But not
because I guess the other goalie they drafted in the second round last year looks horrible.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So I mean you talking about defensive depth, you also don't really have goalie depth either.
No, but you know what? When I read about it, no one really talks about it being a problem because everyone sees Levi coming up.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
And if Levi like bombs, then you're totally screwed.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
That's a long way away, though.
Is it?
Seeing him in the NHL?
In the NHL. You were just telling me he's going to be in the NHL.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying that he's going to be. I'm saying the Sabres must think that. Or something. I mean, if they don't sign a goalie,
we will see.
Yes,
we will see. I mean, Comrie's on a 2-year deal, so they may just call him up and pray, right? But that's why I was talking about trading UPL. He still has value.
I know that, but I don't think as where you stand right now. If Anderson's going to retire and you have Comrie and Malcolm Subban no,
you don't even have Subban. He's retired.
Oh,
didn't he?
I don't know. No, he's in Rochester, as far as I know.
Oh, I don't know either. Sorry, CJ. We are going to get to things we can include you with, and you're more than welcome to burst in and talk about hockey with us.
Oh, you're good. No, my girl just got home, so I was just talking to her. But you're good.
Okay. How's her hair?
Looks amazing. Just the most.
Attaboy.
You noticed it right away, right?
First thing you saw was the glowing hair.
Oh no! Like as a child, I tell this story a lot. But as a child, my mother would get haircuts, and so like she'd come home, and my father would just not even bat an eye, not even notice, and so she'd like a day go by, and she'd be like, "Do you notice anything?" He'd finally be like, "No." And she'd be like, "I got a haircut," and my mother would just say to me like, one thing that you need to do when you grow up is if a woman ever does anything different to their appearance, you gotta say something, like you gotta say it right away, And I just watched my mother's torment, and you know what I mean, for my whole childhood. So now it's like ingrained in my head, like, oh, it's great.
Right. That's a nice loss of hair.
The length, different.
Length.
Cool.
Shorter. Trimmed. I see no split ends. Really good
job. Well, anyway, there's this like football game going on tomorrow, I guess.
Hold on. Sabres.
Oh, I didn't know.
No, so they lost 7-2 today. This
whatever.
Three game West Coast road trip.
Yeah.
This tells you whether they're going to do anything at the deadline, right?
I also think this will tell you if they're going to make the playoffs or not.
Well, I definitely agree with that. I guess they go hand in hand.
If they lose all these 3 games, I think you're sitting there going, okay.
Play the kids.
Yeah.
Let's run with the kids.
Like, because you're still a point out or 2 points or whatever. And, like, yeah, you're still sitting there. But if you're not able to get some wins, you need to start winning. I mean, obviously, it's 1 game out of the break, but you need to consistently win.
No, you need to win because they lost 2 going into the break. Right?
They lost 2 and then won the last one.
Right. So in their last 4 games, they have 2 points.
Yeah. Which isn't good.
That's bad.
That's bad. Yeah. So
because I think the Panthers are actually they're actually
they're catching fire.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
the Sabres are currently sitting 4 points out of a playoff spot.
How many games played compared to the other guys though?
They have 2 games in hand on Washington.
And 1 game in hand on.
They have
they're
3
even
on
with Detroit.
They're even with Pittsburgh. But they have 3 on Florida and 5 on the Islanders. Holy crap!
Right, because the Islanders must not have had their bye week yet, right?
Yeah, they must not have, because that's a lot. Yeah, the Sabres have lost their last 2 actually. You gotta string some wins together. You gotta consistently win. Again. Yeah. Just get back to the way you were. I'm just gonna. Here's what I'll say. I mean, you're playing the Kings, Anaheim, and San Jose. Those are 3 god awful teams.
The Kings aren't god awful.
They're not the best.
They need a goalie.
Yeah, but those are 3 games you should win. If you're the Sabres, honestly, they should be 3-0. If they're 3-0 out of this road trip, I'll give them a 90% chance to make the playoffs. If they end up, if they drop one of these, I don't know. You 94%. Need points. Yeah. Wait, what? 94%?
94% chance of making the playoffs?
No.
I'm kidding.
It would be worse. I'm saying if they lose one, if they consistent, I'll say this: if they get a point, if they get at least 1 point out of every single one of these games, you're sitting fine, in my opinion. You need your 4 points out of a spot.
Get 4 points. How about that?
Sure.
Get 4 points out. Get 4 points.
Yeah.
Strip. We'll go with that.
Just get a point in each game. Just get a point.
So let me just go with one last thing about guys you were talking about signing. You know that they already blew a year on Power because of last year.
Yeah.
So he's eligible to be re-signed next year. So is Dahlin.
Dahlin's this year.
I mean, they both are this year.
Oh.
Because you blew the contract year because of the college rules.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah.
No, he still has a year for 23-24.
Right, but you can negotiate 2 years out.
Oh, wait, no, that's
20. That's next year.
Wait, so Dahlin has
yeah, they both have a year.
Okay, so it's not this. Okay, I was confused. Yeah. But he's not Power's not eligible for an offer sheet even.
Oh.
But he'll be in, but that just means he's in like group 2.
Right, which means you can't sign with anyone else.
Yeah, he can't do anything. So it's either he signs with us or sits on the couch. But I mean, Dahlin will be an RFA. Joker will be an RFA at the same time, and Bryson will also be an RFA.
Bye.
Yeah, bye. But I mean, they'll have the cap.
They have the room. They just have to use it correctly.
They have the room now.
They have the room now to be a player in trades, but to be that third team.
Yeah, they have 18 million in cap space.
Yeah.
So they have 3 second-round picks that they could do something with too.
That's a lot of fun. Thinking about that.
One of which is Vegas's.
Yeah. They're like third in the league or something.
Oh. Well, Philly too. I don't think Philly's is that good.
Philly's bad. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 games coming up. 3 Western road trips for them. It'll be interesting to see. It's nice that they get a little gap because I think the game wasn't until Tuesday, so they get a little break here before they have to.
They just had a break.
I know that, but still, you're playing. But I don't like having to play a game.
It's
1-1-1. But it's LA, Anaheim, and San Jose, so they're all in California. So I mean, that's not that bad in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I always like having a gap between the last game you played in your Western road trip.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you see teams who like have had a game 2 days ago and have to turn around and go on a Western road trip, they just never recover because of the jet lag, especially the East Coast teams. So it'll be nice. I think they'll do well. But this will be a big indicator for what they do at the deadline. If they don't do well, then they probably won't do much. But if they do,
maybe they'll do something.
But we'll see.
That was deep analysis we had.
No,
I agree. So it's New Year's
Eve. Maybe for football fans. It's football fans' New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
At midnight, we get to know who wins the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see the script got leaked? Apparently, it's going to be 37-34 Eagles. So many people have bet on that. Travis Kelce, first touchdown, and Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. That the people at MGM said if it happens, it'll destroy us. They said, like it'll be like the
bankrupt them.
Yeah, it'll be like the most money they've ever given out. But I don't know. I see the other two happening, not the score. Because I feel like
it could be,
but I feel like every single time people have sat here and talked about Super Bowls and have been like, oh, they're going to be super high scoring, blah blah. Like they're not. I could see this one
teams have pretty good defenses.
I know, which means I could see this game being really boring.
I think Philly's defense is better than KC's, but.
Do you agree with that, CJ? The look on his face.
I know.
But
I just like watching you walk when you do that. It's funny. Not funny, like it's fun.
Yeah, just like seeing the angles of everything as it goes. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you agree with that? Eagles defense is better than the Chiefs?
Oh yeah. I mean, I even think that. Okay, so we're on the Super Bowl now.
Yeah,
we've moved
on to the Super Bowl. We've moved away from hockey.
Well, we're actually talking about ice dancing,
but and then we're gonna get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it ties into the Super Bowl.
After that's gonna be fencing,
and then it ties in nicely to the Super Bowl. We're just starting with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, like I said in the beginning, I'm gonna go with Philly, and the reason why I'm gonna go with Philly is because the defense is a major part of that, but also watching the end of the KC Cincy game, I want to say maybe the last half of that game, I kept thinking in my head KC was going to score again to put the game away, and they never did it. They could barely even get a field goal, and that's not the type of offense that I've really seen from them in the playoffs. And so I just offensively, I think Philly has more weapons. I think they have better cohesion. You know what I'm saying? Than the Chiefs offense right now. Mahomes is Mahomes, and that's the toughest part. Is it's like he could do anything on any day and totally flip the odds. But I think on paper and as far as talent wise, Philly has them beat. But that's me.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I think on paper the Eagles have them beat, but I mean, I just
it's KC, right? I feel you.
I
take it, right.
That's the other side of it.
Like I hate that. But my gut.
It's Mahomes.
It's
right.
KC though. Like,
but I mean,
come
the
on,
other part
tell me what you watched at the end of that Cincy game was not the normal KC offense that you're used to.
Yeah,
and they got. I mean, and also the Bengals were beating up that offensive line until like they brought in an extra blocker. And started putting the running back there too. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I trust Jalen Hurts. I mean, yeah, they've done well in these games, but I mean, I kind of take into account what the 49ers said. They basically said if we had a quarterback, the game would have been a lot closer. And I think I agree with that.
I mean, Philly was up 14-0 before Purdy got hurt, though. I mean, I think maybe I'm wrong there.
No, you're right.
Maybe it was like
you're right.
The fumble score and then Purdy was hurt, but like that.
I think they went up 14-0 on the play he got hurt.
I think you're right. I think he got hurt. The fumble happened and then they scored again. And then you found out Purdy was out the rest of the game or whatnot. You know what I mean? But prior to that, they had 2 drives, before he fumbled that to.
Yeah.
I mean, a drive and a half, I guess, because he gets hurt. But, I mean, I was expecting that game to be close, and then they were up real quick. Now San Fran still kept it a game. I don't know. I know that the AFC is probably stronger conference in general, and that has something to do with it. But man, like Philly just doesn't have many injuries. They, you know what I mean? Like,
well, they both don't.
No, you're right. I think Hardman's out, right?
Nope.
No,
nobody's out.
Clean reports on both sides,
except for some Philly wide receiver I've never heard of.
Quez Watkins.
No, somebody else. Even that I was like, I don't even know.
Stall. No,
some special teamer or something. I would assume.
Chris Hogan.
He played lacrosse. Did you know that?
He played lacrosse.
Oh, was Stall the guy that got the charges? What was that guy's name? I can't remember.
Ray Caruth.
No, the guy that just got the charges like 2 weeks ago. It's a Philly guy. They kicked him off the team right after the.
That game. Josh Sills. Yeah, the rookie.
Yeah, he's probably not on the injury report.
Yeah. No, that was like the only guy that they were pretty much lost, but he was like a third string lineman anyways, so I don't think it really mattered very much.
I know they made it like such a big deal. All
the
clickbait ones were like
it was
big
like Brandon
news in
Graham
Philadelphia.
or like Darius Slay. Like what?
Yeah.
Like it was like Hurts. Like
right.
Oh, it's a third string backup guy that probably wasn't even gonna
right.
Oh, okay.
Right. It was Bobby Hart. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Basically. But all right. Well, I mean, I don't ever want to count Mahomes out. I don't know. I mean, I think this, like I said to begin with, I think this game could be a lot more boring than people think it could be. I think
if that's the
Philly
case, I think Philly wins.
I think Philly might have a problem with Chris Jones with the way he's been playing and the fact that he can line up anywhere on the line now. I think that's going to be a big problem if they can't contain him. And yes, the Eagles' offensive line is really good.
Like the guy that just turns it on in the playoffs, like
he is.
Yeah,
like all season,
he's their Von Miller.
Dude.
Yeah, you're like, where is this guy?
Right,
and then
playoffs come around,
and he has 16 sacks or something. Like,
he
has 8 actually, but
playmaker after play,
playmaker
after.
It's like I don't know if that's the kind of guys we should be going for. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Well, that's the opposite of what I feel we have. Like,
it's what they did with Von, right?
Well, yeah. Von was during the he he was hot during the season too.
He
You know
was.
what I mean? But
he was.
Well, yeah, Von, but
it's like, no, don't put much on these guys till the playoffs, and then tell them to rush the quarterback.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to count Mahomes out. I think if they can't contain Chris Jones, it'll be tough for them. It'll be tough for the Eagles to run their offense. But
they also have one of the best offensive lines.
Yeah,
I know that. But the bigger test will be the Chiefs rookie DBs on those wide receivers. Those are some big name wide receivers, and sure you can shut down AJ Brown, but that then means Devontae Smith could have a very big day.
Or Dallas Goedert.
Yeah. And then, but I mean, for the Chiefs on the other side is Kelsey. If they're able to shut down Kelsey and beat him up at the point of attack, then I think the Chiefs offense will struggle.
I don't know though, because you've seen the Chiefs be more diverse and grow. You've seen this offense grow and spread over the season to where in these last maybe quarter of the season in the playoff games, Mahomes is hitting 8 to 10 different guys.
Yeah.
Where in the beginning of the season, he was hitting 4? He was throwing to Kelsey and dumping. I mean,
it's pretty much the reason why he won the MVP, right?
Right.
I mean, because coming into the season, you thought they would struggle without Hill and him finding guys, and he's been able to find guys and do it without one of the league's top playmakers, and he's kind of done it himself and made these plays where it's like this over the, you know what I mean, those wild ones that he's done there, and I just think that's can't be understated as to why they chose him for the MVP, just because his level of play elevated the players around him. You know what I mean? Like it's just that easy. Like,
yeah.
It's what we hope for Josh.
But you guys know I'm the biggest. I'm not a Casey hater. I'm not one of those guys that.
No, I'm not either.
You know what I mean? Like I like watching them play football. I like the players. I think Mahomes writes checks his ass in cash, as my father would say, and you know what I mean. Like he backs up. He's not a guy that I really like. I'm not rubbed the wrong way by him. Now I know a lot of people are by like his family members and stuff like that, but like. I don't view like if you view me off my family members, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Let's see.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I was just saying, like, I know a lot of people don't like his family members, but I'm not rubbed the wrong way by him personally. But it's like if you judge me based off my family members, like, I'd be in a pretty.
I think everyone feels that way.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
yes, I do.
You guys know.
Wrong parent. No, I think you're exactly right. There's no reason to hate on Mahomes. I mean, is there anymore?
No, whatever.
I think there was when he was younger.
When it was competitive.
Yeah. It's still competitive.
I mean, it's still competitive, but I mean, we know that
now we can hate on Burrow. That's
we'll just hate on Burrow.
Yeah.
The hatred
is easier.
Just slide to Burrow.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Because he's also, to me, he's a tier below.
He's what?
He's a tier below
Mahomes?
And Josh.
And Josh?
Like, it's not like he
does different things.
It's not like Josh is like A tier and like I'm saying like Burrow's like D tier. I'm saying like it's like one A and one B. Like sure, I wouldn't mind swapping out Burrow for Allen. Would there be that much of a change?
I mean, are they not
Maybe
the top
more shots
three,
downfield?
right? I think saying they're the top three shows.
I always want to put Herbert in there.
I do too, but he's just not. He's
not there.
He's not
playoff wise. It's not even in the conversation.
No, I know. He has all these.
Oh,
it
looks great.
He has it all. They just can't get their act together.
Yeah.
Staley. I think we've learned.
Yeah, it's why they fired their coach and started over, right? Oh wait,
going 10-7.
That's why they actually fired their offensive coordinator and made him a scapegoat.
Speaking of scapegoats, how about Chad Hall?
Okay. Lateral position.
Bill's Twitter is all mad that Chad Hall has left the Bills.
I don't care. Whatever. I mean, he went to the Jags as the wide receivers coach. Like, it's not like
it's a lateral move.
Yeah,
they're all mad. Why would he leave the Bills as a wide receivers coach to go somewhere where else?
Because he wanted to.
Oh no, McDermott's a cancer. Clearly,
it's more in Jacksonville.
No, it's because McDermott's a cancer. They said we have Mike Zimmer problems. That was one of the tweets I read.
What does that even mean?
That's what I asked. And they said Mike Zimmer pushed all of the good coaches away out of Minnesota because he was problems to work with.
So Frazier?
Right.
Wasn't Frazier one of his coordinators?
No. He replaced Frazier.
Oh. Yeah.
All the good coach. Kevin O'Connell left to go be a head coach.
Kevin O'Connell is their head coach.
Oh.
Zimmer, he replaced Zimmer.
Yeah, okay.
But he wasn't there prior to.
No, he was.
I thought he was.
No, he was the offensive coordinator of
Cleveland?
No.
I don't know.
San Diego? I think he might have been in San Diego.
I don't know. I think if I don't know how you can even say that about McDermott though, because it's not like people have left
by choice. Except
everybody's left by choice.
Well, except for Salguero, who they replaced with.
Yeah, well, whatever. He's their safeties coach.
Right.
That's the other thing. This guy's a wide receivers coach. Who cares?
And not again, to our viewers.
Yeah, you were
again.
right. He was the Rams. Actually, he was the
Rams.
There you go.
So I had LA right.
Yeah, you were LA.
Yeah.
So the other, well, money could be a point, because Jacksonville does have Shahid Khan or whatever his name is, and
the oil prince. Yes,
and he likes to spend money, but
it's a wide receivers coach.
Here's yes, but they were saying he's on a path to offensive coordinator.
No, he's not.
Eventually.
Okay, so is technically every single offensive position.
But before Brady Joe Brady got here and became the quarterback's coach, okay, so they had a clear path, right, for offensive coordinator.
Yes,
for when Dable was done. So the same question comes in when Dorsey's done. Who would be the next offensive coordinator? Well, now it's Joe Brady. Before it was Joe Brady, it was Chad Hall.
That's not the way it works.
No, it works with the Bills because they promote from inside.
Yeah.
They promote from within. They do. Okay. And this is what makes people angry.
I understand that they promote from within, but was Dorsey more of a hire because Josh came out and said, I want Ken Dorsey as my offensive coordinator? Or was it more because they hire from within?
It's probably some of both.
I think it's more Josh Allen coming out and being like, I want Ken Dorsey as my offensive coordinator, more than it is them being like, well, yeah, we have to hire from within. They don't have to hire from within. They don't hire from within. I mean, all their positional coaches are from outside. I mean, they don't really, I don't know. Cromer, their defensive line coach. Yeah, Washington. Those aren't guys they brought in. They promoted. Those are guys they brought in.
Right.
The safeties coach was a guy they brought in.
Right.
And it's just I hate that narrative. They don't promote from within.
I do too. But they promote from Carolina. Speaking of narratives.
Yeah, and that's a dumb one too, because it's like just because they hired what's his name? Holcomb, and he was in Carolina and was with them, that they don't do that.
That doesn't mean anything. It means you know the guy.
Yeah.
And you trust the guy.
And it's the same thing with the players. As long as they're good enough, which Daquan Jones, if we really broke down Daquan Jones's year, he did what he was supposed to do.
Daquan Jones was great this year.
Yeah. So
great. He was very good.
You know, Shaq Thompson is a free agent. He's from Carolina.
Oh,
if they were to
imagine
no. But I'm saying if we were to sign him, would people seriously be upset about that? One of the best linebackers in the game right now.
It would be hilarious.
Are like, come on. Pick your battles. Pick the things to actually be upset about when it comes to the Bills. There are things to be upset about. What Diggs said on Radio Row, where he's basically trying to get Ken Dorsey fired, or he's trying to. I don't think he's trying to force his way out, but
no, he's not.
But he's basically trying to get Ken Dorsey fired. And you know what? If you have players who are sitting, that's serious.
Well, I mean, what he said on Radio Row was, I wanted the ball in the fourth quarter.
Right. That's why he was yelling at Josh.
Right. I wanted the ball. Throw me the ball. And it's like, weren't we all sitting there going, throw Diggs the ball?
Right.
Like, so where is there a problem? We were sitting there saying the same thing.
Right. And it's not like
throw him the freaking ball.
And yes, the other shoe didn't drop where he was like, "Oh, I love the Bills" or whatever. And yeah, he talked about playing with his brother and how great that would be. So does every single brother. The Boses talk about it too.
Right.
Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
It's not that, like, yes, okay, Diggs has every right to be upset. That's the other point that people are missing.
And we should just sign his brother when he becomes a free agent. Just like we're gonna sign Cook.
Yep. When he gets released by
Minnesota.
What do you think about those comments, CJ? Did you see what Diggs said?
I mean, I didn't see.
I think we just kind of wrapped up.
But yeah. No. I mean, based
off
what you guys were saying, yeah. I mean, I think, like you said, I think the brother comment is, in an ideal scenario, maybe if he wins a Super Bowl or two and then can pick where he wants to go. But I honestly believe that he knows his best odds to win a Super Bowl, remain with this team, I think, as opposed to going to
as well as being a number one receiver.
Oh, right? Yeah, for sure.
So it's both, right? Mm-hmm. You get your closer to the Hall of Fame conversation because you have Josh Allen throwing to you as the number one receiver, plus the chance to win the Super Bowl with the Bills consistently because Josh Allen's your quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Whereas if he went to Dallas, would he be the number one guy?
Yeah. Would it
so.
Put him closer to a Super Bowl? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't know. That's kind of how I view it.
Right. You know what would be hilarious is if they traded him for his brother.
You want to go play with your brother? Well, no.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, like, like I said, I think this is just, sure, this is maybe, a month or two removed from the game, but it's valid criticism for this coaching staff, and it's valid for him to speak about this. And yes, he never dropped the other shoe where he was like, I love being here, whatever, bromance, blah, blah, blah. But there shouldn't be another shoe to drop. He didn't get the ball.
He was right.
That's it.
He was right with what he said.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about his career also, right? And, one of his most memorable parts of his career is the Minnesota playoff game. And I think in his mind, he's like, I did that. I can, throw the ball to me and watch what I can do. You know what I mean? And I just think that he felt like, he wasn't given the opportunity to do that. Regardless of, I guess, the percentage of him making a play like that is, again, in his mind, it's probably, I can do it, give me the shot.
Yeah.
And if he's not given the shot, then, okay, well, that took 7 points off the board, or that took, you know what I mean? Like, however many points away.
But if we remember, also to add on to this, if we remember, the initial report was that Josh was yelling, where Diggs was yelling at Josh to stop listening to Dorsey. I think all of that is true. I think he was yelling at Josh to stop listening to Dorsey, and he was yelling at Josh saying, stop listening to Dorsey and throw me the football.
Well, yeah.
Do what we do.
Just play like you play. Yeah.
Right.
I think
that's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, just do us. Very good point. Stop trying to think of stop listening to Dorsey and having Dorsey get in your head and being like, you have to throw to this guy, or we have to run the ball, and we have to establish the run right now and do all this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even at the year-end press conferences, Josh wasn't exactly high on Dorsey when he spoke either.
No.
I mean, he was like, yeah, Dorsey still are going to be our offensive coordinator.
but things need to change. Like,
I mean, he didn't say, but things need to change. He just kind of ended it there.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't like, and I fully support everything that we did last year.
A lot of the players were like that too.
You know, I mean, it's difficult.
Yeah, I don't know. I think losing the way we did to the Bengals left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. So until the new season starts and there's something to give us hope again, everybody's just going to complain.
Maybe we play the Bengals in week 1.
Something to bitch about every single day on Bill's Twitter because they need it.
And we're going to play the Bengals in week 1.
Sure. Sunday night.
Bills Bengals.
Good with that.
Collinsworth? You want Collinsworth for game 1?
I won't be listening. It'll be home. No shot. They give it to Cincy away. They have the worst record.
No, the schedules.
Are they the home? Are they one of the home?
I think no. They're one of the away games.
Oh,
Cincy's away. KC's away. It's so stupid. Anyway, CJ, give us some bets. Some other bets.
Alrighty. The Gatorade tomorrow, I'm going with blue.
Okay.
Rihanna's first song, I'm going to say, I don't know, Umbrella. I don't know. My first song.
I think she might do Rude Boy. I don't know why.
To start off,
what was the first song that she ever did? What was that one that she was first?
Umbrella.
No, it was before that. It was more reggae, and she did that one for it was her first song she ever was famous for. Not famous for, but got her attention. No, diamonds.
What? Pretty Ladies? No, I'm kidding.
I was like, I've never heard that one.
Single Ladies, yeah.
Ponder Replay, that's what it was.
Ah.
Oh, yeah.
I bet she saves that for later.
That's a later. Yeah.
Is a precursor to Single Ladies. You know what I'm saying? Because
Single Ladies was a Beyonce song.
I know, but the songs are very similar, though. If you listen to the beat, and the cadence of the vocals and stuff, it's very similar. That's what they just said on here. So it was interesting that you said that.
I was watching the so you don't have one, or you're just going with Umbrella?
Yeah, it's either gonna be
maybe she has 2 sets. One in case it's raining.
Aren't they the Dome?
It's not a dome.
They're in Arizona.
Is Arizona Dome?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a 3/4 dome or whatever.
Oh, that's domey.
First score will be a touchdown. I'm going with that.
Okay. Did you do coin toss?
No, I don't. I hate coin toss. I lost last year. First turnover is an interception. I like that one.
The one I think is interesting is where there'll be a scoregami. That's one of the props on FanDuel.
I bet there will. Not
yet. No, it's the odds for yes are plus 1,800. So if you bet $1, you get $18 if there is.
Well, maybe that's worth $1.
Yeah.
I don't see Pacheco having a good game.
Position to score first touchdown. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Kelsey.
Running back, wide receiver, tight end, QB, defense. Ooh. Oh my God, there's so many.
You have to go running back.
There's so many positions.
No. I mean, there's position to score first KC touchdown, position to score first Philly touchdown, position to score first touchdown of second half, position to score last touchdown.
Are rather
longest touchdown scored includes return yards.
I like Kansas City over 2.5 sacks.
You think? Huh.
Sounds like everyone except Mecole Hardman will be in the Chiefs lineup.
Hardman's out.
That's what I just seen, but
okay.
Let me reread it. Let me see if I can find more information or when this came out.
Who will have more kicking points?
23 hours ago.
Butker or Elliott?
Kicking points, Bucker. Yeah. He's a stud kicker. Like, I always go with him with things just because.
Yeah. MVP?
Oh, MVS? Or no, you're asking me MVP. Okay, I got you. Of the game, it's going to be A.J. Brown.
Okay.
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. He just hasn't done well in the playoffs. Like, I think he's going to
so far.
Mecole Hardman was not subject to injury designated F. He was officially placed on injured reserve earlier this week. See, I knew that was the case. I thought I heard that, and I'm like, I know, and I think that's going to be pretty big for them. I think relying on Tony and obviously,
Scalding, Vantez Scalding. And...
yeah, well, he had a good game last week, but I don't think. I mean, he's a field stretcher, right? But I think if you put Slay on him or Bradbury, I think Slay obviously is more of a quick guy, whereas Bradbury can hold Tony down because he's a possession guy. But now we know that. But yeah, I don't know.
Moore.
Yeah, I'm not. I watched.
Not a fan.
I watched this. I watched this highlight of him in college. It might have been high school or college, where he was like 10 pitchbacks. Like, it was the end of the game and they needed to score or whatever. And it was like 10 pitchbacks, and they kept lateraling it. And for whatever reason, the other team thought that they tackled the player. And so all the players run. It's a wild clip if you can find it, but all the players run out on the field. And then Sky gets the ball somehow and just, outruns whoever else is still playing. Yeah, to win it. And it was just the wildest sequence you ever seen in your life. But no, I don't think he's going to do too much.
Juju?
Are we talking like over under on his yards or what?
I don't know. I'm just talking about guys on their team.
Let me see what FanDuel has for some of these. What the heck? All right, here we go.
This is cool.
Super Bowl. Oh, they don't have any of the props up yet. They don't have any of the parlays up yet.
They do if you wait. Well, you might.
Oh, here you go. Okay, player passing touchdowns. Let's see. I would go if it's two. Oh,
it's 1.5.
1.5. I love that. I love both of those. Maybe not Hurts as much. I mean, if you got to choose between one of the two, I'm going Mahomes at 1.5.
Sure.
Passing yards. I think Hurts is gonna have to throw the ball. Hate going over on everything, but let's see. Rushing. I think Sanders gets over 61.
What's the number for Gainwell?
19.5.
That's a lock, right? He's been insane this playoffs.
I know. Maybe
Which
not.
Is why it's
let's see what his receiving is. Let me see what his receiving is. 12.5 receiving. I think he beats that. I like that. I like 12.5 for him. Brown 72, Smith 65. I could see both them going over that. Kelsey 80 yards. What's Juju? Juju's got to be low. Quez Watkins is always so interesting to me because it's always like 12 yards, and it's like, man, I could really see him doing that. Juju is at 37.5.
Ooh.
And I don't hate that.
That's
MVS
a bad number.
Is 36.5. Yeah. Tony 29.5. So we want to hear something crazy. Is from this right now, it's saying Mahomes is going to throw 200. His over under is 293, right? His top 3 wide receivers are only over under is right at about 30 to 37 points. So that's a total of like 100 yards, and he's supposed to get 300. You know what I mean?
Because they're adding in Kelsey, right?
Yeah, but even Kelsey's only 80. You know what I mean? So it's like you're still 120 yards. I mean, I get McKinnon and whatnot, but pretty low for all those wide receivers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I could see Juju playing well. I could see. I just don't. I'm like the type where, like, if Scantling went off last week, I don't put much faith in him doing it 2 weeks in a row. But
yeah.
Reed is so like game dependent, and will do the matchups and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I mean those are what I like. I definitely love the Mahomes over 1.5. Definitely like the Sanders over 61. I don't think KC has been good D line, but I just think that with the what is it? Not play action. What do they run a lot in Philly? The read option.
Yeah. RPO?
Yeah. Well, like, just how they'll either fake the handoff.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think I don't know if KC's defense is really equipped to handle a line that strong and then 2 running guys in the backfield at all times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's me.
No, that's solid.
Unders that I'd probably go. I don't really care for Goddard at 50 yards. I might go under on that.
Yeah, it makes sense for him to go after the cornerbacks.
Yeah. I don't see, like, to me, Bolton's pretty good. The linebackers aren't terrible in coverage.
Yeah.
Pacheco over under on receiving is 16.5. I don't necessarily think he'll get over 16.5. He has been a little bit more involved in the receiving, but I'm not convinced. But those are what I like.
Oh, I wasn't doing that for you. Leslie was making all kinds of noise.
Oh, I was gonna say I thought it was the baby she's like screaming, so I muted it.
No, Leslie's like banging stuff and playing the cymbals or something.
Yeah, so we're going KC or we're going Philly minus 1.5 tomorrow, guys. I'm probably gonna put $500 on it, and we'll see what happens. And then I'll do a couple parlays there for about $20. Hopefully,
share
the parlays tomorrow.
Share your winnings.
Oh yeah, gotcha.
Well, I meant share the parlays, but
I mean, looking at them right now, I usually stay at about four legs, So looking at them right now, it's going to be Mahomes over 1.5. I'll do probably 2 different ones. So one will be Mahomes over 1.5, Sanders over 61, Devontae and Brown over 72 and 65, and then I'll do another one. Probably still put Mahomes in there just because I really like that. I just think that 1.5 touchdowns is a gimme.
Yeah, the only way it doesn't happen is if he gets hurt, right?
Right. Which, you can't play for that. You know what I mean? Like, you can't.
Right.
And then I'd probably do over 19.5 Gainwell. Under 16.5 Pacheco. And then Kelsey over. But we'll see. Be a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. So
interesting. I'll do the fun parlays. I don't know, or not the fun parlays, but the stupid bets. How many songs will there be?
Yeah, I hate those. I don't even really.
The coin toss. Tails never fails.
Unless you're Josh.
Right?
Well, that's why I bet it. Potentially. That's not a bad
Good
bet.
call. Travis Kelce, MVP. Against his brother.
Oh, one of the things on FanDuel was, will Jason Kelce and Travis Kelce both catch a touchdown? And I was like,
they might do that. If they line him up at tackle or something and make him eligible.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be obvious what they're trying to do. But
well, you could line him up in the backfield and have him
run out,
rumble in. Yeah.
Well, you said catch a I was thinking.
Oh, I think it's just, I might have just been score, but. Yeah. I think tomorrow will be fun. It's always fun. Super Bowl Sunday. Woohoo.
6 p.m.
Well, that's when
6:30.
The game actually starts at 6.
The game starts at 6:30, but 6 p.m. I mean, 6 is when the fun stuff starts, right? Like
just all the pregame stuff.
The Star Spangled Banner. And
oh, yeah.
The fun stuff,
right? The presenting
not
of the colors,
football game fun stuff.
The not football game fun stuff. Like where Leslie brings out the chips, and
right. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. We'll save it. NBA trade deadline though. Biggest trade deadline in the history of the NBA.
The big deadline
of the NBA. Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty significant.
Yeah.
Some big moves. The Gary Payton deal might fall through though.
Oh, really?
The 5-team deal.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, because he failed his physical.
I just think there's ways around that though.
They went back to
wherever
he was from, Portland, I think, and said to the coach,
and he was like, "We know."
They were like, "Did you play him hurt?" And he was like, "No, of course not. Would never play him hurt."
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. Because that's a huge liability if you come out and say that you played them hurt. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Oops.
Yeah.
Wait. Hi, NFL PA
or
NBA PA.
I mean, we knew it was like hurt, but like we didn't know it was like that bad. So we were like,
right. We didn't know it was.
We knew he wasn't playing normally, but he never came and said anything. If the guy doesn't say anything, what am I supposed to read his mind?
Yeah, God.
I can't jump 2 feet off the ground. I just thought, he was changing his style.
I thought he was just getting worse, age.
It's like, why do you think we traded him?
26.
I didn't know if it was injury or.
You know those knees of the NBA players, they're not that good. What do you mean?
Yeah. Dusty bones.
All right. So for real though, Lakers, did they get better?
No. They stay the same in my opinion. Like, I don't know.
Really?
They got D'Lo, right? And they moved out Russ. And that was kind of it.
Well, count Hachimura in it.
Okay.
Even though it wasn't trade deadline.
That's true.
And then they also got
I don't think the Lakers got better necessarily. I think that they got better in terms of being able to be cohesive if it was true about what they said about Westbrook.
What did they say?
He was a locker room vampire, I guess.
I mean, did nobody
he would take the fun out of everything?
Yeah.
Like he was one of those guys where they would be like Anthony Davis was when LeBron scored like the most points, scored that bucket to make him the most points in NBA history, and Anthony Davis had no reaction because they were losing, and I guess Westbrook was like that about everything. No fun.
Yeah.
No jokes.
No laugh.
So there's going to be a ton of buyouts too.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
So what is? Can you explain to me what happens in a buyout? They're buying them out to then trade them.
No, right? Once they're bought out, they're a free agent.
It's the NBA team is buying their contract.
Why?
To
cut them. That's how you.
Okay, so they just want to get rid of them at that point, but they're doing it in a way that favors something they want. I would assume that's beneficial for the player, right? So why would
It's kind of like you either make it for a deal down the road or to get rid of someone you don't want. So like the Lakers sent Westbrook to Denver, and they only had to give up Westbrook in like a second round pick or something. Now Denver has the salary cap space to buy him out, but the Lakers didn't. And so Denver's going to buy him out, put him on the free agent market.
Keep the second round.
Right.
Pick, keep the second round pick.
Right.
Got it. So so they had to give him more compensation, I would assume then, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're not buying him out, or if you plan on playing him, maybe you're not getting as much in return.
It would be a more normal trade.
Yeah.
You would probably have to give more up for Westbrook than right.
I think the Mavs getting Kyrie is big. I think Phoenix getting Kevin Durant is humongous for them.
Oh my god.
But interestingly enough, it did not push them ahead of the Celtics.
I saw that.
You got to see how they played. KD in the past 2-3 years going to new teams has not been as fluid of a situation as I think he thought and everybody thought.
Yeah, but the Suns.
But he's going to be the guy there.
Is he?
Even with Booker, no shot.
Yeah, he's going to walk in, and I mean it's adding a veteran presence, the level of CP3 to that locker room.
Yeah.
And that'll allow Paul and Booker. I mean, that opens the floor for all of them. And it also opens down low for Ayton.
Mm-hmm. Right, because everybody's focus
they've got a
legit
Durant starting 4. Their 5th guy, I don't remember who it is, but doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I mean, everybody's going to focus on Durant now instead of making sure Booker can't moving Booker off the 3-point line.
Right.
So yeah. Yeah, I think that was huge for Phoenix to get that. I think Kyrie going to the Mavs is a better trade than people think it is. I think it makes the Mavs better.
It's better than I think it is because I hate that trade.
I think it's a good trade. I mean, I don't like what the Mavs had to give up, but I like the idea that they got Kyrie.
Yeah.
I mean, out of all of the teams, I think the biggest winner from the trade deadline is the Suns.
I mean, if there's any place where his views will be tolerated, it's Dallas.
The Lakers.
What do you say,
That's true.
Said if there's any place where his views will be tolerated, it's Dallas.
I was thinking that too.
And the base there will deal with it.
Yeah.
New York was not the place to say anti-Semitic comments. You know what I mean? Like
or anti-COVID or anti.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean.
Well, also Mark Cuban.
Earth is flat. Whatever. And Mark Cuban will probably pay him
to shut up.
Well, he'll probably give him the contract he wants.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he wants a 3-year deal. We'll see, but
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him anymore.
And no, I think it's good.
He's averaging 27 per game this season.
Who?
Wow.
Kyrie.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's really.
Yeah, no, I mean
that's a career high.
Also, his ball handling skills and the way he can distribute the ball, I think, is something that the Mavs have been missing. They don't have a true point. They've been running through Doncic, and while Doncic is fantastic, he could do more
at a 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I think he's a legit point guard. That's how I feel. That's why I hate the trade. Because Okay, I'll put it this way. Neither Kyrie nor Doncic are true point guards, which just makes it more confusing.
Yeah, but I feel like you could have the offense was still running well through Doncic, and I'm not saying that, but I feel like you could have it run through Kyrie a lot more easier and be able to just get Doncic open. Just get him the ball. Like, instead of having him bring the ball down the court and then have to pass, and then 15 passes have to happen before he can get the ball back and score for them. Like, now you can, I feel like now you can do more. This adds a different layer to their offense now that they have this pass distributor in Kyrie. That's where I see it. Like, yes, Doncic is great at that, but Doncic is also their number one scoring option. And it's hard to also distribute the ball and get guys open.
Well, unless you're Doncic, unless you're like a super stud.
I mean, is he a number two though? Is Doncic a number? Is he a shooter? No. I don't think so. So like,
no, he's a drive. He's a drive the lane.
So I like
bigger than you.
Yeah, I like the power forward.
Kyrie,
LeBron
Kyrie can drive. I mean, Kyrie. I don't know. I think that's
fair. I think he's the closest thing that you have in the NBA to LeBron.
Yeah,
as far as body size and
driving
and ability.
Yeah. Put him at the top of the key. I think he makes some plays. You know what I mean? Like,
and Kyrie breed from that, where he's more slippery and more fluid. Fast and and uses his ball handling skills.
Is so fluid too.
Like, I'm not saying that he's not.
No. I'm talking to myself. Like,
I think that the addition of Kyrie takes some of the pressure off of Doncic, but will also let Doncic be a scorer, because that's what I mean. I feel like that's what he was billed coming in, and that's more his game, is being a scorer, being the guy who takes the shot. And
to me, he's LeBron. He's a triple-double threat every game.
Mm-hmm.
With your points being 20. Not just a 10-10-10. Like, he's a 10-10-20 guy every game.
I don't think he was ever meant to be a point guard, in my opinion. I think they, out of necessity and how well he played it, they kept him there. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have anybody better. And I just think that he proved that he could play that position. Now, I don't know. I think he could probably contribute more, obviously, with somebody else playing the point guard that was better than him, or on the same skill level, whatever. And that's how I always looked at Doncic. I never really saw him as a point guard from the beginning.
I mean, the Mavs just have right now just two good guards. The offense can run through either. But now you have that option to have another guard that the offense can run through, that the ball can go to. That's why I think you're bringing in Kyrie. You're taking the ball out of Doncic's hands, but you're doing it to help the entire offense.
But is he like a spot up shooter? Because he's not.
Kyrie?
Doncic. Kyrie's much more of a spot up shooter than Doncic is.
Right. So then on those plays, you can have the ball run through Doncic, but when they want to drive, then maybe you have the ball run through Kyrie, and Kyrie's the one passing to Doncic. But on the ones where they want like a spot up three, Doncic, the ones who takes it down, drives, and is the one who passes it out to Kyrie. He doesn't have that option. He does, but he doesn't have anybody like Kyrie Irving on that roster.
No, but he had Dinwiddie, and they got rid of Dinwiddie, and I mean Dinwiddie was averaging almost 20. Yeah, which is pretty impressive for Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it'll help them be more diverse.
We'll see. Oh, and Mobamba to the Lakers. It moves the scale a little bit.
It does. It adds depth for them.
They got rid of Bryant.
Yeah.
And brought in Mobamba.
Yeah.
And Bryant was part of the Westbrook trade.
Yeah.
Which I forgot. So they gave Denver a young big forward as well. CJ. In that deal.
That makes sense. Again. But yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if the Lakers got like super better, but I feel like they are gonna be maybe a little bit better or the same, but they like improved the roster
holistically.
Yeah. But yeah, there were a lot of big trades. There were a lot of big names, a lot of young guys like Sadiq
and
Bey.
old guys, and I mean Conley.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the biggest loser is Chicago. Out of everybody, they did nothing.
They did nothing. Does that make you a loser? I think the Nets are, at least immediately. They're an immediate loser, probably not long term, but
like they're an immediate loser because it didn't work.
And they were 5th in the East.
Yeah.
And they're not going to make the playoffs now.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, no shot.
I mean, they're just gonna drop.
Yeah.
But you have to be below 10th.
I mean, they'll probably be in a play-in game, but I don't even know if they'll win the play-in. I don't know. I have a feeling, they're not going to be very good. I don't really. I mean,
Raptors were a loser too, I think. They tried to move Van Vliet. They tried to move Anunoby. Or not tried, but they got a ton of calls on Anunoby.
But they shut that down and said no.
Well,
and I thought
they didn't get a good enough.
They also tried to trade Siakam and didn't get anything either.
Right.
Didn't get good enough there. So, yeah. But I feel like...
And who's the guy that... Jay Crowder, I think, to Milwaukee is a very underrated move.
I like Crowder. I've always liked him.
That's a very underrated move.
Yeah,
it seems like a move the Celtics would make, you know?
Yeah, they traded for Mike Muscala instead and did nothing else.
Right.
I don't know. I think Chicago, 2 years in a row, I think they haven't done anything. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't even know why. Why haven't you moved Levine at this point? You moved DeRozan.
They haven't moved DeRozan.
They did.
No, he's still on the team. You still have Levine and DeRozan.
Oh, okay.
I read somewhere yesterday that they said they were looking to trade him though.
And I think
they were definitely looking to move Levine. And DeRozan's in the last year of his contract, right?
Okay.
But I think DeRozan likes it there. He's a Chicago guy, born and raised and stuff.
Yeah, but if your organization has no direction, it's not like they're in a good spot.
I'm not saying they are.
So they're not good. There's stuff that you could do. There are players that you can trade. There are things that can be done there, and there's nothing that was done. Again, I don't know what they expecting to happen all of a sudden. But I don't know. That's my biggest loser is Chicago. Yours is Brooklyn.
Yeah. Brooklyn's up there. To me.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice of them to get Dinwiddie back.
Yeah, but I think
that's a nice story and all. But
I think the real reason Brooklyn's the biggest loser, or at least one of the biggest losers,
short term. I want to specify that's short term because they have 85 number one picks over the next 4 years.
And I understand that, but you brought in Kyrie and KD to do this thing, and you tried Harden, and none of it worked.
And you ended up with Ben Simmons.
What a joke!
Yeah. Out of the 3,
yeah,
yep.
You traded the 3 away, and you ended up with Ben Simmons.
Yep.
What a nightmare!
And I was watching him play,
and Malik Bridges and Cam Reddish, who are the same player.
I was watching the Nets play after all the trades happened, and Simmons, I don't know, it's Simmons the man now?
Yeah, he's the man there.
It's got to be.
He looked so lazy to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like Bridges though.
I do too, but he's not carrying you to the playoffs.
No, but he's a great defensive addition.
Well, they originally wanted to move both Bridges
was who they got from the Suns.
Yep, and they wanted to immediately flip Bridges and the other guy,
Smith Finney, Dorian Smith,
Cam Reddish, and I think they flipped only Reddish. They got somebody else with Bridges in that deal.
It was Dorian Smith. Oh no, that was the Kyrie deal.
They got somebody else for KD, and they wanted to immediately flip both of them.
Wouldn't it have been Cameron Johnson?
Maybe. Thought it was maybe that makes sense. That's why I'm thinking Cam Reddish. But yeah, they wanted to flip Bridges and Johnson right away.
No, Reddish. No, that's RJ Barrett.
Reddish got traded too. I know he did because people wanted Reddish. But like this roster doesn't get you anywhere.
No, it doesn't. It's really bad.
It's really bad.
Like when you look at it, it's really bad. I mean, Dinwiddie and Curry.
So Curry's your point. Dinwiddie is your shooter.
They're both your shooters. Cam Thomas has been playing point. And then you got what? You put Simmons at center?
I mean, you have Bridges and Johnson who are like
they're forwards, but they're more small forwards.
Yeah, they're the same.
I mean, Simmons is at least 6'10".
Well, Nick Claxton is their center, but he's like their only center. He's like their only technical center. Well, Dayron. So I don't even know who these guys are. Like
Yuta Watanabe. Like what? You don't want him on your team?
Drew Smith, Joe Harris, not the good Joe Harris.
No, that is the good Joe Harris.
I thought the good Joe Harris was black.
Racist. I don't see color.
Okay, that's actually more racist. No, the good. Who am I thinking of then?
I don't know. Who are you thinking of? Noah.
Joe. Oh, I can't look up what I was going to. That would not help me at all.
It's African American.
Yeah, African Americans in the NBA. I don't know who I'm thinking. It's a guard.
It's a guard named Joe Johnson.
Maybe.
Who's played for every team.
I bet that's like who 45 because I think he's on the Celtics right now.
He's still playing for real?
I think so. Joe Johnson? I think that's who I'm thinking of, yes. And I think he's on the Celtics. Blake Griffin is on the Celtics. Did you know that one?
I did. And I know Jaylen Brown just went down too.
Hi.
I am thinking of Joe Johnson. Yes, this is who I was thinking of.
Yeah, I think he's retired now.
Oh, he did. He did that's right. He played last year for the Celtics.
I bet they signed him for the stretch run.
He retired, but
all right. I had a Chad Hall statement, but
you're really on this Chad Hall thing.
No, it was about the fact it bothers me how much Twitter is upset by this. It bothers me so much that they're friggin' yelling at McDermott like they're saying, oh, all the only thing that they can get are Carolina guys, the only thing, whatever. And even Bean now is under attack on Twitter.
It's just what's going to happen because of the way the season ends. I mean,
it's also what happens to good teams. If you're a good team and you're coaching good players and your players do well, you're going to have other opportunities.
Right. I mean, I'm sure the Jags offered him more money. Like, I bet that's what it came down to.
We could look around the entire league and probably have a 5-page long document of all of the position players or position coaches who went laterally between teams.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot. Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
we're annoying.
So, and my other point with Chad Hall, my last point.
Okay.
Who got better under him?
Yeah. That's true.
And that was the point I kept hammering home. And they're like, well, the players loved him.
So what?
Right.
I mean, they're
love
like, McDermott
the
too.
Wide receivers bought him a truck. Okay. What other positions buy their coaches? And I'm like, all of them?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's not a regular.
I don't know.
It's just people needing to complain.
Like, did McKenzie get better?
No.
Did Gabe Davis get better?
Nobody got better. No, I mean,
Shakir's in his first year. You can't tell me that Davis has improved him. Shakir's in his first year. He looks solid. Sure, that's fine.
But does he?
Right. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. He looks like a 5th round draft pick.
Yeah,
right.
He showed up a couple times. That's what happened.
He looks like a 5th round draft pick who played in an NFL system in college.
Right.
So he
has
came
Josh
in
Allen as his quarterback,
knowing things. Has Josh Allen as quarterback, is wicked athletic,
right,
and did athletic things. It's not dumb.
Twitter's not dumb. Twitter needs to be nationalized. It should be a national service. Just saying.
They can just hand it off to us.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, no, but for real, you can make a case that it could be considered a national service with the amount of news and the historical. I mean,
depth to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but think about it now. People in the Turkish earthquakes are using Twitter to say, I'm
okay.
No, to say I'm at this location trapped under the rubble. Can you please come help me?
Yeah, but there would be something. There would be something as a replacement.
Oh, of course there would be. I'm just saying that's history. There's pictures of the Ukraine war. There's the Harvey Weinstein thing. There's this and there's all this stuff that happened on Twitter. And
definitely.
National service.
CJ, you missed
socialism.
My next Chad Hall point.
Dang it.
I know. I bet you're really upset. But, no, my basic point was what receiver has gotten better under Chad Hall.
That's what I was that's kind of where I was getting at, was just I mean, yeah, Diggs is Diggs, right? But
he was Diggs coming in.
I know, that's my point. That's my point. It's just nobody has taken that next step when we've really needed them to.
Right.
So, I kind of feel how you feel.
Yeah. Also, on top of it, it's position coach.
And coaches move laterally all the time. So, last question before we wrap up. What is Indianapolis waiting for to hire a head coach? Or I guess who? Who?
Well, they put it on pause for the Super Bowl, right? And they did the same thing that Arizona did. So I'm assuming they must think they'll be able to pull somebody. I bet it's the offensive coordinator from Philly, Strachan or whatever.
You don't think it's Bieniemy?
No.
Thoughts, CJ? What Indy's waiting for? Do you assume that it's a
Super Bowl coach?
It's one of the coaches who's in the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I mean, as much as I want to say Bieniemy, it's
well, Bieniemy's a coach in the Super Bowl.
No, I know. I want it. I would like it to be him, but I don't think it's gonna happen either.
Once again, he gets screwed because he's
I don't see anybody ever giving him his just due.
Arizona.
Yeah.
I think Arizona's going to be.
I don't know. He kind of fits the color and I don't know. I could see him with an Arizona, how he wears the KC stuff. I could.
It's because KC's red.
I know, but whatever. I can see it.
We're trying to figure out where head coaches
opinion,
go
right?
based on color.
For my opinion,
colors.
It might not be in depth. Not everything I have to say has to be 10 layers deep. Okay.
KC
he wears red. He looks decent in the red.
Kansas City is red. Arizona, where it is red. It only makes sense.
He looks great.
It's up
in
there,
red.
The patterns.
All right. He looks great in red. I don't know. That's all I gotta say.
I don't think Bieniemy's going anywhere because the NFL can't do anything but hire white head coaches. So
right.
It's probably the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, and that's my assumption for Indy. You're waiting to interview or you're waiting to hire one of the guys.
Arizona's going to end up with Chip Kelly.
Yeah, they're going to end up with somebody who's desperate,
right,
to get back in the NFL.
Ed Ogeron or something.
Yeah,
somebody
And they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's off the wall. It's random.
Right. It's crazy. Yeah. You just did that."
And he will hire someone. I feel like and they will accept it, and then they will decline it in the same day.
Right.
I feel like the Sean Payton report though coming out where he was like, "I don't want to coach Kyler Murray, and that's why I'm not going to Arizona." I think hurt them really bad. But
well, especially when Kyler Murray's coach was the one who just got fired.
Yeah,
his college coach, rather.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he went, "I'm going to Thailand. No one talked to me for 3 months."
But then he got talked to.
3 months later, after their season ended.
Right. Who was it with?
Texans. The
Lions. That would be a nice combination.
That I'll always say that.
Well, especially when a player goes home.
Oh, well, yeah. But I mean, I think D'Amico Ryans is a good coach.
Yeah. No, I do too.
Anyway.
Last, did you like the Carolina defensive coordinator hire?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's his face?
Was it Capers?
No.
There's too many people getting hired.
Too many people getting hired.
Oh, yeah. Ejiro
Evero from Denver.
Denver. Yeah, who they fired for some reason.
I loved that hire.
Yeah, that's a really good hire. Yeah, he's 42 and already has 15 years of NFL coaching experience.
Right.
1 year as a coordinator, but still.
He would have had more if Nathaniel Hackett had a clue.
Very true. Knew how to use timeouts.
Knew how to use timeouts. If Nathaniel Hackett looked good in orange, he'd still have a job.
That's right.
That's the type of.
That's right.
All right. So, high scoring or low scoring? Last.
What's the over under on? Anybody know?
51.
Over. I'll take the over. Yeah. I still think the game could be extremely boring.
But lots of points scored.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the game could still be like.
I mean, that's like a 28-21 score or whatever. Yeah. 28-31, 20 plus.
That's about
23.
That's like
28, 23.
That's like 51 minus 28. Whatever that other number is.
24. Depends if you want to land right on it or
not really.
Yeah, right.
But okay. I think I'll take the over.
Over?
Yeah. I don't know. They're gonna score. I highly doubt it's gonna be boring, but I mean, like, if
you think it's gonna be a boring game, will the halftime show be more interesting than the game?
Yeah, I think it just will be anyway, just because it's Rihanna. Just
Well, you're a big Rihanna fan. Rihanna's like your Taylor Swift for me, right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Or do you have like a
no? I think it's Rihanna. I like Rihanna.
Did you go in?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I love Rihanna. I'm not a Taylor Swift guy, but I love Rihanna. I do like Taylor's new song.
Lavender Haze?
No. It's the more
Anti-Hero?
Popular. Yeah. Reminds me of you guys seen Stranger Things, right?
I don't watch it.
Okay.
Running up the hill.
We have nothing else to talk about. We'll never be friends. Yes, that's what it sounds like to me. Exactly. You said it. Yeah. So did she bite that? Does your favorite singer not have any original music and she takes
Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Does she not have original music?
No, I'm asking you, do you think she bit that song? Do you think she took any of the...
Oh, probably.
Everyone borrows from everyone. I was watching this documentary yesterday.
The only problem with someone else does it.
Yeah. I was watching this documentary yesterday about bands who got sued for taking
copyright infringement.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Oh, I'm sure it happens all the time. Yeah.
Like there were some where you're like, oh my God, what were they thinking?
It's so cool. Like the iced tea, or I'm sorry, the vanilla ice and the
vanilla. That was like number one.
Under pressure. List. Yeah, it's like, and the way he describes the.
I added an extra note.
Dun dun dun. Not dun 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 dun.
Right. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, you're right there. See, right there.
Right.
Anything else?
No, David Bowie and Queen is a good thing to end on.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Take us home.
Okay. Well, with that said, if you made it all the way to the end to our Super Bowl show, thank you. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you win some bets tomorrow. We hope you win some money. Go Birds, I think, is the official thing from this podcast.
Yeah, Todd never said. Neither of you said.
Yeah.
KC.
All right. Well, Go Birds is the official thing from this podcast.
Oh, you guys didn't know?
I actually think KC's going to win.
Do I think they're going to win? I'm rooting for them.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Why?
One, I now like Mahomes. Two, I don't like Sirianni. Because my hatred from Mahomes went to Burrow. So I like Mahomes now.
Okay.
Because the other part of liking Mahomes is that you haven't seen his wife and his brother anymore. He's been go away.
That's true.
Right. And
she's got 2 kids to deal with too, right?
Right.
So I think that has a lot to do
There's
with
a third.
And she's pregnant again.
Or a fourth.
No way.
I think this is 4, actually.
Third.
Can't stop having kids.
Right.
Anyway, Go Birds.
He's like
oh, he's a stud. What'd you expect?
Yeah.
He's no Josh. We don't know.
Oh,
oh snap! Josh Allen rumor.
Crazy.
Anyway, we gotta go with that.
Go Birds.
We should have.
If you made it to the end, we appreciate it.
To see if it's true.
Yeah, just to ask her a whole bunch of terrible questions about it.
We can say we'll avoid it and then just
yes, exactly.
Snap.
Did you cheat on Josh with your contractor?
First question. Tell us now.
First question. Give us the real story.
So what happened?
We know you did it.
Damn it.
Josh would never
cheat on our quarterback.
Josh would never.
It's my quarterback. All right. For real. If you made it to the end, we appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Interact with us at Twitter at GameDay716. Go Birds. Whatever.
Or Chiefs.
Yeah.
Go teams.
Woo!
Let's hope for a good game.
Let's hope for a good winning betting day as well.
Yeah, you guys need to show me how to use FanDuel better.
Okay. Well, let's get out of here, huh? All right. As always,
congratulations to Damar Hamlin for being able to look like a normal person and
it's a clone, so
walking
it doesn't really
and
matter.
talking, and doing good things.
It's because it was a clone.
Yeah. Anyway, no, for real though.
Yeah,
for real.
Well, and then he won the Alan Page Award too, which is very significant. So,
right.
Yeah, good on that. But as always, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy. Bye. Have a good Super Bowl on Sunday.
Say it again. Say bye-bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.